Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back once again. Here we are. It's been a while. Yeah, let's do that. Come here, you. Hey, it's been too long, hasn't it? You all right? Let's do the whole podcast like this. Listen, let it out. Oh dear, emotional reunion there, and welcome back. It's me, Bryan Lacey, alongside a very emotional Mr. Brad Pickett. Now it's been too long. I drove down, I turned left off the A3, I got butterflies.
I thought you forgot your way. How to get?
No, you're still in sat there.
He's been driving here for 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
That's why it's been that long.
That's it. And
he's lost.
You're still in my favourites on the map thing, so I can just stick it straight in, mate. So in case there's any diversions, it's been too long, mate.
It has.
How have
you been up to?
What have you? Nothing, mate. Just sat at home, just sat twiddling my thumbs. What have you been up to? Let's in fact let's talk about what we'll talk about. So we'll let you know what's been going on, where we've been at the podcast. I've got to give this a bit of respect as well. People who are listening won't see the beautifully framed shorts from your Rivera. You call him Riviera, don't you? Like an idiot would call him Riviera. You call him Riviera. What sort of idiot would call him Riviera? You call him Rivera. This is from the 27th of February 2016. Look at that.
Yeah.
This is how happy you were when you won. This is just before you cried a lot in your speech afterwards.
No, I didn't cry once.
No, that's it.
There was someone like cutting onions. The cut man.
That's right, cutting onions. So look, it's Halloween. Happy Halloween to you all. I thought we said no costumes.
So why do you look like...
Oh dear, look at that. It's like we've never left. But we'll let you know what's been going on. We'll talk about the upcoming UFC, the last one as well, UFC Sao Paulo. And we've got some awesome listener questions. We've got shenanigans back. Let me just hide this from you just in case you're trying to see my shenanigans. Get off.
I'll smash it anyway. I think it's so long ago, but I'm trying to think. I think the last one I just completely trumped you.
You always say that. You say that every single time. I think it was 1-1 on the last one. No, he's not. You're not having it. You're not having that. You're not having it. So look, this is it. We'll start with a fan question. Wait a second. Here we go. Where have we been? We got that from about 16 different people. Where the fook have we been? So I'll accept responsibility. It's been my fault. I've been this month alone, Moscow, Montreal, Las Vegas, Rio, and Turkey, all in 1 month.
What was your favourite?
Favourite would have to be, I've got to be honest, I spent 4 days with the Mias in Las Vegas, and that was pretty cool.
The Mias or Frank Mir?
The Mias. I lived with the Mias family.
Yes, you lived with them in the house?
In the house.
Not in like in a kennel outside?
Not in a kennel. They made me sleep in their 8-year-old son's bed, and the pillow I had was a pillow of Frank Mir. So I went to bed.
So you hug it tight?
So I've got to show you this. I wasn't thinking I was going to show you this, but the pillow they gave me was, and they had one in every room, so I wasn't that special. But I literally went to sleep with Frank Mir every night. Let me see if I can find this.
So this is actually like a caricature, or
there you go. Look at that. That is the pillow of Frank Mir. I don't know if you can see that. We'll put that on the screen. I don't know if it's tuned. There we go. You can basically see it's an artistic impression of Mir with the UFC belt over his shoulder. But he said to me that was in every room that his guests stay in to stop them wanking. And I'm going to be honest, it works.
No, I can say he didn't. He egged you on more.
I looked in his eyes, deep in his eyes, while in his 8-year-old's bed. The 8-year-old wasn't there, obviously.
I mean, you'd like to think it would stop him.
That you'd like to think, but that was genuine. That's the pillow that greeted me every morning and every night. That's what I was sleeping at.
That's weird.
Weird, isn't it? Would you ever get a pillow made of your face?
No. Maybe a boomerang.
That was very good. So yeah, on top of being away stuff, and you were good about this because I was away for a long time. But also at the end of September, you were very nice because my missus was ill at the end of September into October, and you, as the true family man you were, said family first, deal with your shit, get that done. And then
of course, everything's sorted out.
Everything's sorted, and we're all happy now. And that's nice. But so I did my trips. You had your trips as well. You went to see Luke Barnett.
Yeah, I went to me and Luke Barnett done another one of our summer camps.
It looked awesome.
It was really good, this one as well. We're definitely building. Obviously, like any kind of brand and thing you do, we're getting better every time. You know, so even our next one, I believe it'll be running a lot better. This was great. We had a lot of guys there, and it was really real fun. And,
but let's talk about fun, because they're coming to train with you. The facilities over there at Lilius Barnett are awesome. The gym's really nice. The mats, it's a new facility. It's beautiful. They come over. I know there's a lot of Italians that came over. That's right. So there's Italians, a few people from England, and they all went there to get the knowledge of people and fighters that they respect deeply, to gain that, to be sponges to your experience and to your skills. But you wouldn't ever abuse that power, would you? You wouldn't ever get some captive people that have paid good money to come and train with you. You wouldn't ever make them do something stupid on the mats and convince them that this was part of a high level MMA fight.
So you've been watching my Instagram stories. That was one of my highlights. You know,
that was amazing. So basically, tell them what you did.
But basically, I do a lot of stupid stuff while coaching.
While living in this universe.
You got to have a bit of fun. I train very seriously and I coach very seriously, but every now and then you got to have a little bit of fun. So what I said to Luke, let's try and get them to do something real stupid in the warm-up and just see what we can get them to do. Because obviously, when you're doing a warm-up, they just believe anything you did. So
when you're doing anything, mate, I mean, they were hanging on your every word. I watched little clips on Luke's Instagram stories as well, and like they couldn't believe they were getting like lessons from you and Luke. And then when you set this up, and tell them what it is you made them do, because they were doing a normal warm-up, doing the laps of the thing,
doing a normal warm-up, and then Luke said, let's go do the worm. And what he did, he got on the floor with his arms behind his back, and he had to try to move one end of the mat to the other end of the mat, not using his arms, just moving like a worm would move.
Basically, a useless thing that just makes you look stupid. A movement that's not like the caterpillar and bread, not even as effective.
Everyone done it. And do you know what I found even more hilarious? Because people saw it on my Instagram, people were sending me videos of them getting their students to do the worm.
You're kidding.
No, that's hilarious. And it was brilliant. Yeah.
That's hilarious. The worm is... You are spreading worms. You're spreading worms around this planet.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then you went to which country? Because you went...
Straight from there, I went to Czech Republic.
Yeah.
I had an real old friend of mine called Mikhail Hammerschmidt. He'd been retired for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right. His son got to sort of an age where he goes, Dad, I want to see you fight.
So, I can't wait for Buddy to say that sentence.
No. I'll be a lot older than he is. But yeah, and he's like, okay, I'll come out of retirement for one fight. And that's what he did. He just literally just had one fight, and then now he's retired again.
And he won, didn't he?
He won, which is really good for him. He beat a guy in the first round by a rear naked choke, you know. And then he just kind of flew off into the sunset, you know. Like his son think I might have to do this, you know. Like get my son. I'm about to find a complete absolute can, so I could actually. What are you doing?
I'm free. I'm free whenever you need it, mate.
Yeah. So basically, now tell you who was there though. Orlando Bloom was there.
You're kidding?
No.
Orlando Bloom, as in
the Hollywood actor.
The Hollywood actor that was in Lord of the Rings.
Legolas.
Legolas.
He lost his legs.
That's a different film. Legolas. Did you speak to him?
No, I didn't. I was too busy with obviously my fighter, being a professional coach that I am.
Of course, he was getting him to warm up doing the worm backstage.
But you know, he was there because they were in Prague, looking to do. They've got a film going to be shooting there at some point next year, I believe. So they're just looking at
locations and stuff like that.
And he goes, "Oh, I fancy seeing some cage fighting."
Nice, I like it. One thing I wasn't expecting to see, and it was on your Instagram story again. I love
my Instagram story.
I love your Instagram because it's how I keep up. That's how I know what's going on. Check on Instagram at @1_punch. Just follow it because it's you'll get little gems like this. Because I think I was in an airport waiting to fly for about the 87th time this month, and it was at the weigh-ins for your thing, and I often look at. I've got a thing with one of my mates where when we're watching a UFC or any other MMA show, we will look for the worst tattoos we've ever seen. And this one is the worst, best tattoo I have ever. And this guy has formally made it impossible for the UFC to ever. Or ACB or Bellator or any promotion that has got a good TV presence to ever take his services, because what does he have tattooed on his inside leg?
He had.
Who was it first? First of all, who is this fighter?
I actually don't know his name.
He's a legend.
But he's a legend. You know?
He's a legend.
He's called the footlong.
The footlong.
He actually had his shorts were here, and then he just had a tattoo of a massive penis.
Massive penis, but not just like a jokey penis, like a quite a well.
It's quite detailed.
Quite a detailed.
And veins on it and everything.
Yeah, quite a detail. So when he weighed in, it looked like when he's on the scales, when he weighs in, he pulls his shorts up and he just unveils what looks like, if you just stood at the back of the room, it actually looks like like a real penis. So that for me now takes the worst, best ever tattoo.
What was it before then? What you got?
Before we've already.
Do you have any tattoos?
I have no tattoo. You don't put bumper stickers on a Ferrari.
Yeah,
that's the one, mate. Hey,
I got one tattoo.
What? Go on, here we go.
I got a 12-inch ruler tattooed on my penis. It goes 1, 2.
I thought you meant King John Uhl or something.
Literally, it's just 1, 2. It could be 2 inches, but I say it's 12.
The 12. That's it.
It says 12. 1, 2.
1, 2. Oh God! Oh, you see, we are back. We're back to talking about penises and stuff like that. So, no, I got no tattoo. Before it, I think one of my worst ones. I've said this before. Sean Jordan's, where he's got the bear scratches, which are unveiling the American flag across his chest.
Also, the cock sword is a pretty bad one.
Do you know what? Secretly love the cock sword. Everyone says I hate Brock Lesnar's tattoo.
You secretly love the cock.
I love a cock sword. The cock sword. Honestly, I've spent quite a lot of time.
That is so bad.
Googling cock sword when. Is it bad? What's bad? Because everyone says this. It's got like the knuckle dusters at the top. It's right down his chest. If it was on me, it would be bad.
At the top.
So where the handle is for the sword.
Yeah, it's a baronet, ain't it? So that's the type of sword. It's one that's quite big.
Yeah. Right. Let's Google Brock Lesnar's cock sword right now. You can do this at home. Join in. Let's make this an interactive podcast.
We need to get it one so that you have it up on the screen. Yeah, Joe Rogan.
That would be good. That's the next thing. When you build your studio at the back, we can have all that technology put in. That just up the budget by about 15 grand because it's already at what?
Any sponsors out there want to sponsor us 15 grand to get?
Brock Lesnar.
You can have your logo right about.
Yeah, it's not. It's there, right about here. We'll put your logo here. So let's have it. Oh no, it's at the bottom. You are right. It's at the bottom. Is it a bayonet or is it a
bayonet?
Is it
Know your weapons, mate.
Oh, look at that, mate. No, that's great. That is a quality tattoo. That is. It's got like the knuckle. There's a knuckle duster thing at the bottom. You see, you can hold it.
Yeah, it's not a knuckle duster. It's the shape of the sword of what you hold on to.
Look at that, mate. That's a much more high def. That is where you grip it. That's a knuckle duster.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
All right, yeah. See, I've looked a lot at this. You see, although now I'm looking at it
again.
Too
much.
It's a smaller sword than I remember it being, but I still quite like it. It would look shit on me. I'm going to be honest. It would get half of it.
I think your physique would.
Half of it would disappear in rolls with me, so you'd only get one finger for the knuckle duster. But I don't think that's the worst tattoo in MMA.
It's not, but it's bad. No, it's not. I've seen some pretty bad ones. So, I mean, you put me on the spot here to remember. But one of my mates has got one, which is hilarious.
Okay.
Bad.
Okay. Oh, you've told us this one with the gun.
He's got 2 guns going down the side here.
Yeah.
2 guns. Desert Eagles.
Oh, you showed me that one before.
It was
dessert as in pudding.
As in, it's spelled completely wrong. So it's spelled as if you're having a dessert. It's not the desert. It's
Desert Eagles. But no, that one that you had in, where were you? Czechoslovakia?
Yeah,
Czech Republic? Yeah. What's it called?
Prague.
That'll do. Let's stick with Prague.
What's it called?
Prague.
The third world country. What's it called?
Prague. No, because it's changed, hasn't it? It was the Czech Republic, then it was Czechoslovakia, or was it the Czech Republic?
It's Czech Republic now. It was Czechoslovakia I can't even say the word.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. That's fine. But he wins. He has the best tattoo in MMA history. I got up to some stuff. It's Halloween. I did some Halloween shit with the Mias over there. I did. I told you about this. I did 3 haunted houses. I was with the Mias for 4 days, and I had to sign 2 waivers for my health and safety in that amount of time. 4 days, 2 waivers. Welcome to the USA, mate.
The Americans do Halloween very well.
It's amazing.
It's a really big holiday
amazing.
over there, you know.
Like their house was all done up. They had all big things out the front of the house, so gargoyles and zombie waiters and all this sort of stuff. And they had little bits.
It's a massive. I mean, it's weird, as in it's not that big a holiday. We'll have some kids here trick or treating at night, but it's
not enough. Do you remember when we were like? I don't know. It's not just me remembering this. When we were kids, more people trick or treated. More people picked up
because there's
conkers.
more things. There's more things nowadays that keeps you in the house.
Right.
Better TV, much better TV.
Much better
when we were younger, we
PlayStation.
only had 4 channels, and they were shocking. But
and they didn't go all night. They'd stop at Channel 4. There'd be that girl with the chalkboard,
or was it like the one where
BBC World Service thing.
I had like a rainbow colours and had little girls.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Channel 4. So at 12 o'clock at night, it would just stop. That was your Channel 4 over. Can you imagine that? Young? How old are we? Hey, too old.
I am.
Too old. This
Way
has got
too
depressing, this, hasn't it? There you
yeah.
go. But they took me to haunted houses to start with, which were like amazing. There were these big units that they'd done up with, like you had to go through it, and the first one was all Dracula and vampires and all that sort of stuff, and you'd walk through and they'd make you jump and things would pop out of the sides. The second one was all witches, and you'd have to crawl through these little caverns, and witches would be grabbing you and pouring stuff on your head. And then the third one, only me and Frank could do it. It was called the Gates of Hell, and they made us sign a waiver before we went in, which said you cannot touch the people that touch you, but you are agreeing to being verbally and physically abused while you're in there. Verbally and I said no to this because and this is the truth. I went in with the Mere kids and Frank to the first one. I was at the back, Frank was at the front. Frank didn't even flinch. Frank didn't even bat an eyelid when things jumped out of the stairs or flicked open or the lights went off or no, didn't even flinch. So then it went through the kids and they were a bit scared. And then somewhere at the back, I think behind me was a very camp Englishman screaming a lot. I couldn't see him, but there was a lot of screaming.
Really high pitched voice, I heard.
A high pitched voice, and honestly, mate, there's one bit where we got to the end. And there's you see it's like a tunnel. You can see at one end there's a zombie and it goes black and it lights up again. And there's on this little what do you call it, zip line, they come flying at you.
Yeah.
And before it even got a foot down the zip line, I was about 14 foot outside the thing on my own with everybody waiting outside laughing, and then everyone else just moseyed on out like nothing had happened. So yeah,
you like a weird house then?
I've done like anything like you saw that. You scared the shit out of me today in your house, which isn't haunted.
And for me, I love to be scared, but
on my terms.
No, I love to be scared, but not a lot that actually really scares me. You know, because you jumped a little bit, but it's not a lot that really scares me. I know it's my sensitivity, but if anyone can make me jump, I love that. I love that feeling. And my son loves it as well. Anyone seen my Instagram story as well? I'll creep up with my son a little bit, and I make him, and he starts laughing his head off. He loves that feeling. So I think I'm like my son in that way, where I like to be scared.
Because one of our questions,
not a lot actually scares me.
One of our questions from one of our lovely listeners,
and it's different. It's different actually. There's the jumpy scared, and there's actually the eerie, like, oh my god, this is pretty weird.
Have you? So one of the things from Rico Riley, welcome back, mate, or welcome us back. Nice, no, welcome back. What he says, what are you both scared of? So me, everything. I don't like spiders. I'm okay with spiders. I've held a tarantula, but I wasn't happy about it. I've done parachuting. I've done stuff like that. But it still scares me. But I can do it. I can manage that. What scares you? What have you done a parachute jump?
I'm quite scared of heights. Okay, but it's weird. I could be on the highest building in the world. If I know I'm safe, I'm safe. That makes sense. Yeah. So like, if it's not safe, then I'll be scared. I'll be like, oh my god, this is not safe. I am scared. Okay. But so same for me. I'd be more scared of a bungee jump than I would the parachute.
Okay.
Because in a parachute, you're so far up, you can't actually get any thought to how far it's down.
Yeah, it doesn't look real.
Where on a bungee jump, you're like,
I can see
there's
that.
the floor. That could kill me. You know, like you get your perception of the depth is a lot better than when you're thousands of foot up.
12,000 feet up.
But I remember going to one of these, one haunted house. It's made me a little bit weird of like mice and rats, right? Because I was in this haunted house, and it's one of those ones where people do stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And one guy like kind of threw this like plastic kind of mouse thing on me, right? And he hit me on the neck. Look at this. Hey! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
It's going to be another 4 weeks till we're back there. You knobheads. You knobheads.
I'm not scared of mice either.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Honestly, if people could feel... I'm sweating.
Now, people who are just listening have to go on YouTube to definitely watch your reaction.
God. That is... I'm sweating and my heart is pounding and you're a knobhead, all right? That's it. So nothing scares you? Have you got any fears? Like...
No, but same thing was like, for me... I'm
so nervous you're going to do it.
I lived in India, right?
Yeah.
So
with dead cows outside your house?
Yeah, but like, I saw loads of scorpions around, and I'd be like not playing with scorpions, but I see a scorpion. I would not go near it because I know it's dangerous. If I'm in England, I would pick up a spider with a heartbeat. You know, like, 'cause I'm one of those guys that, like, if I see a spider in the house, I hate it when anyone just kills a spider. I'm always one to pick a spider up, put it outside.
Okay.
Right? I would always do that. But I wouldn't do that if I'm in India.
Okay. You wouldn't.
Because I'd be like...
Yeah,
or even America. You know, I'm in America.
Black
I don't
widows,
know
that sort of stuff.
I don't know what spiders. I'll tell you one funny thing about black widows. I'll come back to in a minute. But yeah, so I pick up anything because I'm safe.
Yeah.
But it's one of those ones that if I don't know, I wouldn't. So I'm not scared of anything that couldn't physically harm me.
Okay, but like you don't get scared of ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts?
I'm like, I have to see it to believe it, really.
Okay.
You know, I'm one
skeptical.
Of
One of those. Yeah, you need evidence.
I'm spiritual in some way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't believe until I see. You know,
okay.
I'm very like hypnotist and stuff like that. You know, I'm not saying it's real or wrong. You know, I just think you got to do it on me for me to believe.
Oh, okay.
You know?
We need to set that up. But do we know any hypnotists?
I mean,
any listeners?
Seriously, someone gets me to do. I mean, I'd be amazed if someone gets me to do something that I do not want. I mean, like,
we got to do this. There must be a listener. There must be a listener.
They'll change my because I just think people get hypnotized. It's all a load of twaddle, or they're very mentally weak.
Okay, well that is mine. That's our next field trip.
I don't think my mind can be manipulated anyway.
That is our next field trip. If there is a listener out there that has any connections with anybody who does hypnotism or anything like that, or can give us point us in the direction, then hook us up, theonepunchpodcast@gmail.com. Send us an email. I'm going to work to make that happen. We're gonna get. I can't be hypnotized because I'm not letting it happen. I'm too scared, of it. But I will watch you.
What might do while you're under?
Oh God, Jesus! What could you not do to me? That'd be the scary thing. Black Widow story. Go.
Okay, right. Fighting. I wasn't fighting. Mike Brown was fighting in WC against the something.
Not the cheesecake. That's Danny Mitchell.
No, it was something. He's called Philly cheesesteak. It was something. I can't remember the guy who was. UIFA before Rafael Sound.
Okay.
I mean, we went to back in this arena, and there was like we're about to get ready, and there was no chairs. So they brought a load of chairs in from out of the back, and we was like all sitting on these chairs.
Yeah.
Lifted one of them underneath this where there were black widows everywhere.
You're kidding me.
And I'm just like,
oh my God, I've got shivers already.
And I'm like,
oh my God, how did you not? Because I wouldn't know what
I didn't know the black widows were, but I looked at them and they looked big and black, and I'm like, they don't look. They don't look like. Not saying that any spider looks friendly, but they do. They look. That they could do damage, and that's when Mike goes, I think they're black widows. And I'm like,
dude,
oh no. Because we found this out, they had to go around and move all the cornermen's chairs from all the changing rooms because they got them from outside, and they were all infested with black widows.
Could you imagine that, mate? That's fucking because they are deadly. They will.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean. I would never touch one of those because I'm not stupid.
Oh, mate, there you go. My brother worked in. Where did he work? He worked somewhere in the Caribbean. He worked for a sports boats company, and he had to shut the shutters at night. So at night, when they pulled the shutters down, there'd be spiders that had been in the shutters.
Yeah.
And he's not scared of spiders or anything like that. And but these ones, when they came down, they would jump off. And he said if you went up to them, rather than just running away, they would rear. They'd rear up. So as he got close, so he said if there was, his rule was if something that small is not scared of something this big, then I ain't fucking with it. So so that was it. So he invited me out there, and I said I'm definitely not coming anywhere near that. So
yeah, it's the same for me. I'll be like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm not scared of nature, but I respect nature. You know, like
yeah, I don't like I fish in the sea. I go on boats, but that is a different world. That is
one thing. Actually, I'm a little bit weary of is the sea. I don't like not.
Oh, we've got something in common. Look at this.
Yeah, with the sea, it's a weird thing because it's not my natural environment. You know, so if I felt danger, I can't just get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm stuck. I'm not like I can swim, but how slow do we swim to compare to anything that's good in?
The only example you need is Steve Irwin, who was on land and he could pick up snakes. He'd wrestle rhinos. He'd fuck a hippo if you asked him to, and he wouldn't even get a scratch on him. He spends one season doing the underwater crocodile hunter stuff.
Stingray, wasn't it?
A manta ray, I think. One or the other. But he had to pull the spike out, and it got spiked through his heart. So that if there's any little omen that the sea is not our world, if Steve Irwin can go in there and get fucked up.
We've literally explored every part of the land.
Yeah,
we have. We haven't been to
the ocean. Scares the hell out of me.
And we're finding new species every time. You know, when you watch the
Blue Planet and things like that,
you're just like,
what is
the
that?
hell is that?
What is that? Well, I don't know. That's my alien world. When you look at when they go that
where,
deep,
Star Wars characters were developed from.
You're kidding?
No. With the weird.
Romulans and stuff like that.
They all came from the
sea creatures.
Yeah, sea creatures. The kind of the ideas of aliens come from sea creatures.
I love that.
Knowledge dropping
knowledge bombs. Well, look, we're going to drop some MMA stuff as well. We're going to talk about UFC Sao Paulo and the upcoming UFC 217, as well as fan questions and shenanigans still to come. But we are going to just switch this little recorder over so our YouTube channel can continue going. So wait there 1 second, and we'll be back with more. And we're back. How quick was that?
Amazing.
How was your break?
What?
The break we just had. Was it good?
It was alright. Could have been a bit longer.
Could have been a bit longer. That'll do. So look, we've talked about getting scared. We've talked about that. We have got to talk about. We've got loads of MMA to talk about. UFC Sao Paulo. Did you watch that? And
haven't seen all the fights. It was really annoying because these are like American cards and stuff like that. I normally record them on BT Sport and then watch them first thing in the morning. So in a way, I'm watching them live without watching them live and staying up that late because I've got a kid.
We're too old. We've got kids.
Yeah, I've got kids.
It's breakfast MMA for me now.
My son didn't get the memo about the clocks going back.
Yeah, it's weird, that, isn't it? It's weird.
Like,
they don't give a shit, do they?
Yeah. So, but then for some reason, BT Sport didn't air it until Sunday night. So I knew all the results and everything like that. One fight I have watched is Lineker versus Chito Vera.
What? Because you know Lineker because you sparred with him, or you got banned from sparring with him at ATT. And Chito Vera, he was your last fight as well.
Yeah.
That first of all, Lineker, he's been away for a while. He broke his
10
jaw.
months.
10 months. He broke his jaw.
I mean, I don't know about that. As in, how did he break his jaw in training, or was it in his?
I didn't hear. I thought you might know because I don't remember it happening in the Dillashaw fight.
No,
but maybe it did. But he's had 10 months away. But just watching him come back, his style. I know you could say it's one-dimensional. He is one of my favourite fighters to watch, without a doubt. The way he mixes up those body shots to headshots, the speed and power.
It's different styles. He's more like myself, like a Tyson hooking. But like I said, I've always said one of his biggest assets is he's chin. He could take a punch.
Yeah.
But then it's interesting. You don't know what he's like, but when you break your jaw, I've known many people who break the jaw. It sucks.
Yeah.
You know, like, so you, in the back of your mind, when you've had an injury, you may be thinking, wow, I don't want to get hit there again.
Yeah.
And so it was good to see him overcome that, you know, because he did come forward, was very aggressive and stuff. And yeah, I thought he looked good in that fight.
I thought he looked really good. I thought Chito Vera is such an awkward opponent, a tough opponent, but he, I think he pretty much dominated that fight. And
He lost the third. I did give Cheeto the third round.
The third round. Oh, you gave the third round.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because he even said at the end in his post-fight speech that his gas tank wasn't there because he's had so long away. Because
His gas tank has never been there.
it's never been
No.
there. So
No.
if he can survive 10 minutes, no offense,
No
Mr.
offense,
Lineker,
but it's not been there.
it's never been there. But that,
Cheeto always seems to be one of those guys who comes on strong later in rounds as well, because he felt good in my third round, and that's what him taking that fight on short notice. So
Yeah.
he kind of, one of those guys, he takes the time to warm up into a fight, I believe.
and there was a load of ATT fighters on this card. There was
Yes,
there
4,
was
I believe.
4. So who do we have? Let's see. Well, Colby Covington. We'll get onto him in a second. Munoz. Did you watch that fight? Munoz versus Rob Font.
Part of it, yeah, it was really
Oh.
good guillotine. He hurt him with overhand right, I believe.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
left
yeah.
hook, one of the
What
two.
he caught him
Hurt
with a
him.
strike, but Rob
took a
Font's
bad shot.
boxing looked good because he bloodied his nose up early in the fight, and then but Munoz looked amazing. Like, he came
did,
back.
yeah.
He came back.
That's
and
one guy I never got to train with at an ATT.
Yeah.
He joined ATT when I left.
Yeah.
You know. He must have been scared of me being there, so he waited till I left.
I think we should organise you another trip over there when he's
Mate,
got
I
a
might be
fight
going at
camp.
the beginning of next year.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll do. Well, let's talk about that in a second. Then, who else is from yours? Santos, is he from?
Yep.
Santos.
He looked good as well. He's a bit of a killer. You know.
Santos, he is a killer, mate. He is a scary. Jack Manson has been on the European scene for a long time, and everyone's struggled with him. He beat Scott Askham. He's beaten some other big names across Europe, and he looked like he was doing well in the UFC.
Carlos Famola.
Yeah, that's right. And but Santos looked absolutely awesome. Who else did we have on there? Carlos Jr. against Marshman. Carlos Jr.
Shoeface.
What?
His name's Shoeface.
Is that genuinely his nickname?
High level.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, high level. His name's Shoeface. Yeah.
Cara de Spato. Does that mean shoeface?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you call him Shoeface?
That's his nickname. Shoeface.
Shoeface.
I ain't got a clue why.
Okay,
he's
so
called
we've
that,
just
but he's a high level grappler, you know, and I always thought that he'll do well in this fight. He's massive for.
Used to be heavyweight.
He's
fought
massive.
In tough Brazil, he
massive.
fought heavyweight.
I don't know how he makes the weight. He's crazy.
Dropped down to light heavyweight, and now he's at middleweight. And I think he won the tough Brazil that year. But he was always a small heavyweight. Then I think he's dropped all the way down to middleweight. And like once he got Marshman on the ground,
He's a
smothered him.
Multiple world time BJJ champion. You know.
So it was good. So ATT did they take all? You took all wins, didn't you? You did.
We did, yeah.
Let's have a look. Carlos, Santos, Munoz, and Colby Covington. Colby Covington. Oh my!
Mate,
Right. Listen.
He's talking about getting some noise.
Listen now. He's like there's this. I truly believe that if people tune in to either watch you get beaten or watch you win, if they're tuning in for you, it is a brilliant thing. But I'm sorry, he's your teammate. We've got to find the person who's going to give him a beating pretty soon. Because oh my god, what was he like this at ATT when you were there?
He's a strange cat. This guy. I mean, like, I only could go by how I've been with him. He's always been super respectful to me, and we got on very well.
Yeah, you're not Brazilian or a filthy animal, are you? Let's be honest.
No disrespect to the filthy animals.
No disrespect to the filthy.
Yeah, you see that post he did? He goes, I want to apologise
to all the filthy animals
if I offended you by calling you like Brazilian.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't mean to be harsh. It's funny, but it's one of those. I do feel for him in a lot of ways. Right, I never had this throughout my career where I never really. I was one of those guys who got on with most people in life.
Yeah.
But I would find it hard to deal with the amount of abuse that he got. It's a hard one to have, you know, like you're getting abused as a human being and they're giving you so much crap that you can't, you feel a little bit unjust that, okay, if they're dishing me like shit, why can't I give them shit back? Which I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, especially when you're in the limelight and all that sort of stuff, but I could see how it could be quite hard, you know.
Yeah. But I think there's a thing that also comes with signing a fight when you're going to fight a Brazilian, and we've watched so many cards right from Chael Sonnen. I know Chael Sonnen did a similar thing, but you've watched people even like Brendan Schaub going to Brazil, he was never sort of a hated figure in the UFC, but as soon as he stepped in the cage, he was fighting Nogueira, and as soon as he stepped in the cage, there was all chanting "You will die," all this sort of stuff. I think if you sign up for that sort, you know what's coming, you know how passionate the Brazilian fans are.
But then also a bit of not defending Kobe, but a little bit is like, if you're gonna dish it, you gotta accept it, you know. Like, I mean, I'm honest with that.
Hey, listen.
For me, I'm one of those guys. Throughout my career, I never really gave anyone any shit.
Yeah.
The only time I had a little bit of kind of back and forth chat, a bit of beef, was with Ian McCall.
Yeah.
For our first time we were supposed to fight each other. But so I'm one of those ones, like, I don't give shit to anyone really. But if you start giving me shit, I'm gonna give it back, because I'm like, fuck you. Why are you giving me shit? So of course, like, I'm not. Oh, don't get me wrong. Kobe deserves shit that he gets because it's how he is. But you know, but he's still one of those ones, like, he would take it on the chin. You know, he is loving. Yeah,
it.
If I was one of those, if I wrote something quite cocky on the internet, or not even that, if I wrote anything and someone gives me abuse on it, I'm more like, what? Who are you giving me abuse? What have I done wrong to you? You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, So I take hate kind of mail or anything like that. Well, you call it hate mail. Don't take that sort of stuff very well. You know, where Kobe, obviously, he gets more hate mail than probably fan mail.
Mate, at the minute, he is most wanted man in the UFC. They had to put protection outside the thing. But the flip side is, man, and this is the truth. This is going to get him where he needs to be. This is going to actually give him those big fights and stuff like that. So, although I don't like it, I think especially because of the way he's talking about it, there's an element of racism in there as far as him just calling a whole breed of people filthy animals. There's that, but what it is doing, and with his whole persona, it's not like he's. Like the last few fights, he's been this gobby. On social media, he's been gobby.
He's like that even with his teammates.
Yeah. Well, that was the other question I was going to ask, because your team's full of Brazilians. Your team's full of. I mean, you got some on the card there. Munoz, Carlos Jr., Bigfoot Silva's come out and said that he's not happy, and he's gonna show him what Brazilians are about when they go back to the gym. Amanda Nunes has come out and made a statement as well. I mean, how do you manage that? Because he's sort of said, he hasn't said he doesn't care. Well, he pretty much has.
Doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Because okay, they're trained together, but he's not friends with them. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And he doesn't train with Amanda Nunes. He doesn't train with Bigfoot Silva.
Yeah.
He doesn't train with them. And like, I know Kobe won well. If the Bigfoot Silva wanted to throw down, Kobe would.
I'm going to be honest. After watching Bigfoot's last fight,
he'll do well. Kobe's tough, you know, like,
yeah.
So like, Kobe, he's one of the ones, he says it how it is, and like, if he doesn't like you, he doesn't like you. If he likes you, he likes you. You know, it's like, you know, he ain't gonna tread on eggshells for anybody. He's not that tactical.
But
thing like that,
this is the thing, because like we haven't even talked about the main event, Machida getting knocked out, but that honestly, and Brunson's performance, that has all been overshadowed by Colby Covington's wave of media coverage off the back of this. Good or bad, he's getting clicks, he's getting coverage, he's getting his name out. There's not an UFC fan in the world now that doesn't know who Colby Covington is.
It's weird though, when I look at it, sometimes it's all about following as well, right?
Yeah.
I look at you look at Darren Till. He looked phenomenal against Cowboy the week before, and on Instagram, his followers just went boom,
17,000 in one night. On the same.
He's up to now to 90,000 people on Instagram, right?
So
I look at Kobe Covington. I think he's still on 14 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I say, so people may know who you are, but to like you, to follow you, they must like you. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think? Because you know Mike Brown as well. Do you think he will have a word in his ear, or he will?
I'm going to speak to Mike Brown. I sent Mike Brown a message saying Kobe's crazy, and he went, "Yep." You know, so I know Mike Brown very well. Mike Brown's a very like
He's a chill guy.
Chill,
right?
very
Yeah.
chill. So I don't know what he's gonna be like. I mean, I want to give him a call. I'll give him a call
Because
today.
he's got to balance the whole.
But yeah,
thing,
no,
hasn't he?
he's like, Shh, mate, you acting like you might get me stabbed, like with associations. So yeah, but yeah, it's funny because like Kobe's is we have quite a few good welterweights. We have what's his name, Pono. We call him Santiago.
Okay. Ponzinibbio.
Yeah, Ponzinibbio.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, very good. He's fighting. Who's he fighting?
Oh, Ponzinibbio's fighting. He's fighting Platinum Perry. Mike
That's
Perry.
it. Yeah. And so basically, he's fighting him. That'd be a good fight. But
fight.
Kobe's saying I'd fight him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like good teammates, but he openly will say, "I don't care. I'll fight him." The only teammate that he is really close with,
Gamebred.
is Masvidal.
But I'd be friendly with Masvidal.
I'd be friendly with Masvidal because Masvidal is so funny.
Yeah.
Unbelievably funny. I mean, like
we've got to get him on the podcast. That's one of the
without
ones.
Without being funny, we're trying to be funny. He's so cool and funny.
Really,
he is, and he's only recently started. He's like, I'm not into this media shit, but now he starts getting into it a little bit.
He's clicked.
But he's like, oh mate, if I got to do this, I got to do this, and he's funny on his media. He is real funny. Like the Easy Money tour and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
He's like. Yeah, he's funny.
He's also a scary dude. And if I was in the gym,
I'm not scared of him one bit because he's so funny.
Really,
he's the type of guy that I'd happily jump on it and try and choke him out out of nowhere, like a blind bundle where you just jump on someone and start attacking him. I would happily do it to him. He's such a nice guy,
dude. Well, let's
he's not. He doesn't take himself too seriously. But there are people like Hector Lombard. I wouldn't blind bundle him. He would just turn around and chin me.
I wouldn't give him a Christmas card. I wouldn't like without 3 weeks warning that I was going to deliver it or something. But let's use that as a professional link into the UFC 217 card. So that's happening this week, and this is crazy. This card sort of snuck up on us. By far, I think the biggest card of the week, just by the fact it's got
big card of the week.
Man,
there's loads of good cards this week. So you guys
brace yourself
for this card.
I'm going to give you a top tip. On Saturday night, there's a thing called UFC 217.
And it's definitely the biggest card of this week.
Just this week, you brace yourselves. I've done an Bradism, haven't I? So yeah, maybe the biggest card of this year. How's that sound? It is the biggest card of this year. 3 title fights on it. George St. Pierre returning, Madison Square Gardens. So on that is Masvidal versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Yeah, good fight.
What a good card. What a crazy good card. Let's talk about that fight because we were just talking about Masvidal. This is because he's got that amazing boxing style. Stephen Thompson's got the karate kickboxing style. I think. Like Masvidal can make a fight out of with anybody, and I think he's gonna cause Thompson issues in retaining his distance, which is where Thompson is most effective. And if he can, I think he'll smother him. And I think this could be the fight that gets Masvidal. Woodley gets Masvidal because at the Maia fight he gained so many more fans off the back of that, and even Maia said that he was the hardest person to grapple with that he's ever grappled in MMA. And this one, if he beats Thompson, do you think he'll get the Woodley fight after that?
Well, it depends.
Do you think he'll win?
I believe he can win, but beating Wonderboy is not an easy task.
No, of course not.
But I believe he has all the capabilities of winning. I mean, stylistically, he stands a very good chance of winning this fight. He is the underdog, but I do believe in his abilities to win this fight. But then also, even if he does, it'll make it very interesting who would fight Woodley next. Because Kobe just beat Maia, so like he could be there. But so if Gamebred wins, it'll be like tricky. But if Wonderboy wins, they'll rather see Kobe fight than after our last fight they had. No one wants to see that again.
The other thing about the Colby one, and jumping back to him, with the Maia caught him a lot with that left hand. A lot. Like he cut him open in the first two minutes with the left hand. Maia does not hit as hard as Woodley. No. That is.
But then Woodley won't throw a punch probably.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of those ones. I think Woodley does hit hard, but. But he's so defensive. He's just like, come on, mate. Yeah. It's a fight.
Look at you. You're a monster. Physically, you're perhaps one of the
I always
most
wish,
intimidating.
give me your body for a weekend, Mrs. would be happy.
I'd send my missus round.
Yeah, you
would.
bring them all round.
Bring them all round. Start the
but
queue.
like, I mean, like, if I had that, I would be an absolute weapon, you know, and a good fighter.
Boom, there you go. So then you got the 3 title fights on here as well. So you got Jędrzejczyk versus Namajunas, Garbrandt versus Dillashaw, Bisping versus
Okay, out of those
St.
3, the one I'm really looking forward to is Cody and TJ. I think that's a very, very good fight. Yeah.
What a fight! What
Is
I
mean,
everything.
like, yeah,
Because
yeah.
they're 2 of the most skilled. They're in your weight division, so you've been in there with some of the best and beaten some of the best. We'll mention that now.
Who?
Mighty Mouse, did you? Yeah, but Garbrandt, Dillashaw, so they're technically 2 of the best fighters, but they've also got this story underneath them.
That's what makes it very interesting. I think Kobe's one of those ones where Cody, sorry. Cody is one of those ones, like, he's very emotionally invested in all these fights, and sometimes that could really, pay toll on you leading up to a fight. But you've seen him, like, he's so emotionally invested in every contest he has, but he really works well for him. I mean, he performed so well against
Cruz.
But he was that emotionally invested. But I don't know how TJ is going to react to, because how emotionally invested he is in this fight as well. So it could be different. But I think technically, this is a harder fight, technically, than Cruz fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's so many variables outside the cage that it's going to be who copes with it best inside the cage. So I think, and you got to look at both their last performances. So Dillashaw versus Lineker was just awesome. That he
They've
did
both
stuff,
been looking really good. So
and like you said, the Garbrandt versus Cruz, the way he. Like, no one expected him to do that from start to finish, showboating.
I would have lost a lot of money because for me to beat Cruz, I've always said this: like, you have to knock him out or submit him. And I thought, okay, Cody hits hard; he has a very good chance of knocking him out. So if he knocks him out, he's going to win.
Yeah.
No, is he going to submit him? Don't think so.
No.
Decision. But then I was never going to beat. You're not going to win a decision against the decisionator. Like. It's like, you can't, but he did, and like,
but in style,
mate.
Style, like he won it convincingly, and the thing so I think it is going to be about the variables, and it is, for me, it's the most exciting fight on this card.
A tough one to call,
a tough one to call,
and a very tough one to call as well. On this as well, I've been asked. I mean, for that one I get asked a lot, and that one I'm a little bit more in tuned in.
Make a pick before you jump to the next one. Who do you think, Garbrandt or Dillashaw?
Me personally, I really want Cody to win.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Just got a feeling that TJ might do it. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Because I want Cody to win.
Okay.
I mean,
why would you? What makes you?
I like Cody
a
lot. He don't get me wrong. He's very passionate, but he's very, you with me or against me.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. You know. I think TJ is a bit of a bully. He's.
There's so much smoke around that. There's so much talk about stuff like that going on.
But he's like one of those he's where you don't get a lot of loyalty within that sport because it's an individual sport anyway. But I could just see how Cody is so loyal to his team, his coaches, and all that sort of stuff. And you got, for me, I'm a loyal person as well.
Yeah.
I give that a lot of credit.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, and I think Garbrandt can do it. I think the way he handled the pressure of the Cruz fight showed us, and the skills he showed us so much about him. It's just whether he can carry that into this fight and against Dillashaw. But that is the most exciting. Go on, you were saying that the one that people are asking you to call that you're struggling to call
is St. Pierre versus Bisping.
Really?
It's like impossible. How could I predict against one of the greatest of all time? A decade ago, well, not really a decade, but
4 years ago,
a long time. Yes, he's coming back, finding another guy who's an older guy,
class,
but it's a different weight class. And at least, and for me, as much as I think Bisping is not as technically good as St. Pierre, but he's actually been doing probably the best he's been doing in his career. So he's got that little bit of confidence or and that sort of thing. So I think this is it's hard to call a fight. On
Do
this,
you know what, for me, that I don't find this one that hard to call. I think the size is going to be a big issue. I think St. Pierre,
5-round fight.
5-round fight. St. Pierre being out for so long. The other thing is, when Bisping gets in trouble in his fights, when he can fight and just use his high output and use his cardio and pepper people and just constantly pressure them, then he's great. When he's in trouble is when he gets rocked. When he gets rocked by someone and he gets caught in most fights. The problem with St. Pierre is even at welterweight, he wasn't knocking people out. He's never been a big puncher. He's never been somebody that'll knock you out clean. He'll take you down.
I mean, he was a tactical genius of his time. You know? He was so good at just doing what he needs to do to win. Yeah. You know?
But that was off the back of the Sarah fight. Before that, he was finishing people. Then after the Matt Sarah
he
fight,
became I mean, it was really exciting seeing him come through. But then when he got to, he was too much of a tactician. Yeah. You know, but for me, you know, I can't see him. I mean, Bisping, I don't see Bisping knocking him out either or anything like that. Man, shit could happen. I would have lost it.
I don't think he's going to knock him. I think he might finish him TKO, but
maybe I think he's going to win the decision.
I think that would be the good money on, because he's the same.
So if I was going to put money in this fight, which I don't bet on fights because I lost everything when Bisping beat anyway. But yeah, I see it being a decision. I think Joanna wins that fight all day long as well.
I think she destroys her, unfortunately, because I like Namajunas. I don't like the way Jędrzejczyk's using stuff about mental illness as part of the build-up. She's poking that rib of Namajunas, and but I don't think there's, across all weight classes, across all divisions, male and female, I don't think there's somebody who causes as much damage striking physically as Jędrzejczyk. You look at what she did to Jessica Pena, to Carla Esparza.
Also, it's one of those ones where she hits hard for a female, very hard for a female, but also she's very accurate. But also, without sounding like rude, but a lot of women don't hit hard enough to knock you out cold. So you're just taking just the right amount of damage, not enough to knock you out, but enough to damage you. And that's what she does. She hits you so much and damages the crap out of you. She's not going to knock you out cold, but
she'll make you pay.
She can knock you out cold, don't get me wrong, but it's like
it's a culmination.
But it's more of the accumulation of blows and blows and blows and blows. And she disfigures a lot of women.
I think she'll take that. I think Bisping will outsize St. Pierre, and keep that. The Cody Garbrandt and Dillashaw
that's the toughest one for me to call.
Is one I can't call. So look, that is the biggest fight card of this week, and we really hope you enjoy it. Let's return to shenanigans. Oh no, we've got fan questions. Let's have a few of these. So we've got a few on Twitter. Kev Simmons, Till, Bisping, Wood. Are the Brits taking over?
We're not taking over as such, but we're doing a lot better than we have done for a long time. We're saying that we've always had a few good, stable guys within the UFC. Some leave, new ones come. You know? I think Till's definitely in there now. You know, I've always said this kid's really good and really talented. You know?
He's huge as well. He was 205 pounds. And against the welterweight, I know Cowboy would have put some on, but he looked amazing in that fight. He looked killer.
He looked great. And I'll call that fight as well. We have some other good youngsters coming through as well. And then obviously we have the Kingpin, which is Bisping, who's now got the belt, first British champion. So obviously it's a good time for British MMA. We're going back to I believe the O2 in March next year.
It's not been announced yet, but Rumour has it maybe on a day where Guinness is drunk. Maybe we're not sure.
But yeah, so they're going back there, and like I say, there's a lot of talent. I go around to these other shows, and obviously, you know, in Cage Wars, you have I don't know if anyone's met the guy. I know him a little bit. A guy called Nathaniel Wood.
Nathaniel Wood.
Yeah, we have a lot of talent outside of the UFC as well. You know, so knocking on the door to get in. So yeah, the future's always bright. You know,
it's exciting. This is a good one. This is from Cannot Come Up With a Username. Good to have you back asking questions. Thanks for the message about the podcast as well. Appreciate that. What is the weirdest thing that's ever crossed your mind during a fight? Do you have any memories of like you suddenly thinking about something random?
Yes, and it was really, really weird.
Go for it. Go. This is a good question. Go on.
It is weird.
Am I naked in this thought?
No, it was nothing like that. I remember I was fighting, I think it was back in the day in Cage Warriors. I think I was fighting, I can't remember who I was fighting. I think it was Robbie Olivier maybe. And I was fighting, and I was on my back, right? I was getting just mauled a little bit, just like being he was being like a bit of an iron blanket, and I was just on my back. I was thinking about World of Warcraft, right? And I was thinking about.
Is this true?
Straight up, I was thinking.
How far into the fight were you? So what?
I don't know. I can't remember. One of the rounds.
So you know more about this. Go on, carry on.
I was thinking about World of Warcraft, about one of the raids. You know, I was thinking. I don't know if anyone played the Black Wing Lair raid. Right?
Okay. One of my favourites.
Or Molten Core one. It was one of them. It was back in those days, and I was just thinking. And then I'm like, I didn't get the loot I wanted this week. I can't wait till next week. And then I'm in the fight. I'm thinking, what the hell am I thinking about? Concentrate on the fight, you know, like, yeah. So that, I remember that, yeah. So that was it.
That's quality. I love that. Did you win?
No, I lost the decision.
You lost. I wonder why.
I beat it the first time, but then, I wasn't thinking about World of Warcraft in that one.
That's really tickled me. That's good. Great question. A question from me, set from the same person. Has Frank Mir ever showed you any black belt managed sub sweeps or taken you shooting? Never taken me shooting. He's shown.
He shot at you?
He's close. He showed me a few. We never rolled because he's massive. But he has shown me some striking bits. But watching him show other fighters striking bits is fascinating. The way he, after a fight, will go through a few of their moves or whatever. That's always interesting. But talking of weapons, we didn't go shooting. I went to Vegas straight after the Mandalay Bay, so I was there the week after the Mandalay Bay incident had happened. And he said, "Do you want to go shooting?" And I didn't want to go shooting. Not out of respect, but I'm not that comfortable around guns as it is. But then let's see. Before I carry this story on, wait 1 second. There we go. Carry on. Before so I just didn't feel that. I'm uncomfortable around guns, but then especially just in light of what had happened, I just didn't fancy going and letting off some rounds and going. I really enjoyed that. So, but what did happen is I did a gig in Vegas.
And they shot at you?
No, they tried to get me off stage, but I ain't shifty, mate. I got good head movement. But they did we did the gig, and while we were getting ready, I was outside, and me and Frank were waiting for his kids to come out and get in the car, and he was checking his weapons. So he had one ankle pistol, he had another gun right just in his hip, just literally pushed into his belt, and then he had one other concealed one somewhere else. And then,
what could you? I mean, like, right. What could you possibly think was going to go down that you need 4 guns?
Right. So he's got them, and then on top of that, he started to show me his knives that he carries as well. So all varying degrees, some concealed, some not. 12 knives in various different places. And the funniest bit was, as we walked towards the comedy club, because like some of them were showing, not actually like hanging out, not holstered, as he was going, it was like he was do you know, like you see a scene where Rambo's loading weapons onto him? Yeah. He was then reconcealing them, so he was putting them in different pockets so that he knew where all. So Frank Mir, 2-time heavyweight world champion, had a number of armed things, but he carries them very responsibly, apart from the one shoved down by his cock, and then 12 knives as well. 12.
But what I mean, this is he compensating?
Listen,
because why do you?
Not from what I've seen when we shower together.
Oh my god!
Come on.
But I'm just like, what shit do you think needs to go down for you to use.
Some of the knives, mate. Some of them as well. There's one just for the femoral artery. There's one purely designed just to slice up the side of the leg and tear your femoral artery up. I will be honest, it was a pretty knife, but when he described
I'll be able to talk myself out of most situations. I mean, like, why would you need to use those? Unless someone's like, I find that kind kind of like strange. It's very American.
It's very American.
It's an American
that's
thing.
the thing. He lives in Vegas, so that's that. TJ Wareham, this is for Brian. How did you first get into commentary, and when did you realise you'd be travelling the world watching fights for a living? Do you know what? Comedy and commentary is exactly the same. They're both hobbies that have got out of control, and now they're
That's the best thing. If it doesn't feel like a job if you enjoy it.
That's that whole thing. Find the job you love doing. But it was never intended. Like when I did comedy, I just did it to fill the evenings. I would, my mates would be working Monday to Friday, so I was living in London. So I'd go out literally on my own and go to comedy clubs, and then started to just do slots. That then turned from doing 5 minutes into 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or however long it would be, and then you start getting paid. And with the MMA stuff, I just started doing a podcast. You were my first big interview on that podcast, and then after that I did the podcast, and I started to do stuff for backstage things for like.
So you're telling like if you get me first,
honestly, you are the golden touch. But I've got him now. He's mine.
So you built a career off the back of me.
Technically, I should be paying you at least 15%.
10%. Well, shit.
I love your negotiating. So, but then I did the backstage interviews at a lot of and it's a lot of doing stuff for free. So I did all my podcasts have been for free. Putting the hours, driving to events, paying for flights to different countries to different events, or hotels or that, and doing that. And then off the back of that, did Wimp to Warrior, and through that. Or during that, I'd been interviewing a few people, Mark Diacasi and some other, and their manager was talking to me about some stuff to do with ACB, and off the back of that, they gave me a shot, and that's it. So it's sort of just spiraled out of control. But it's all like the amount I can't tell people the amount of stuff that I've done for free. Just to get experience, or to get better, or to get a profile, or to just to be in the world. And I don't tell them that. I'd still do it for free. I really would. If I got the chance to sit there, I'd still pinch myself when I'm sat cage side, when I'm in the hotel, or I'm on the bus going to the events. So it's a strange life, but it's pretty fucking awesome as well. It's pretty fucking.
I saw you on your Instagram. You were with Minotauro
Nogueira, just on the beach in Rio, just there, just chatting to him, and he hugged me with the arm Frank Mir broke, which I didn't tell him. But I was like, "This is the arm he got Kimura'd with." But
feels a bit weak.
I still geek out and all that sort of shit. So that's it. What else have we got? We've done that one. We've done this. Adam Jack 23 asked us about the title fights for this weekend, and that's it. So we're on to shenanigans, mate. We're on to shenanigans. Are you ready? You feeling okay about this? So, shenanigans returns. I'm feeling confident. I'll give you 4 news stories. 2 are fake, 2 are real. You've got to retune into this, mate. I think I'm a different person.
To be honest, you had a bit more time to home down, but also knowing this, you probably still done it this morning.
Still did it this morning. Yeah, still did it this morning. So you got to figure out which 2 are absolute bollocks and which 2 are true news stories, shenanigans or not. So the first one. Banks have a wealth psychologist to help ultra-rich clients cope with their immense wealth. Banks now have wealth psychologists to help ultra-rich clients cope with their immense wealth. That's number 1.
Well, that could easily be true.
Okay. Number 2. Before the term bloopers in film and TV were coined, outtakes used to be called boners. So, before the term bloopers in TV and films were coined, outtakes used to be called boners. So you could watch Matt Damon's boner on Good Will Hunting, or that's it. So there's 2.
That's you all over.
Really? George Clooney is such a fan of Family Guy that he regularly voices extra characters in some of the scenes, but refuses to be credited or paid for the work.
Say that?
George Clooney is such a fan of Family Guy that he regularly voices extra characters in scenes but refuses to be credited or paid for the work.
Okay, next one.
And then finally, a priest in Texas has been arrested for selling bottles of God as a drug at his services to his parishioners to get high on at home. So,
what?
A priest in Texas has been arrested for selling bottles of God as a drug at his services for parishioners to get high on at home. So you have wealth psychologists.
Wait. Before you go on, what's the last one? I still can't compute that.
A priest in
He's
Texas
selling what?
Is selling bottles
Yeah.
of God. They're just empty bottles, but he's saying there's God as a drug in there for parishioners to take home, drink, and then they'll get high on them at home. So your choices are...
That's probably so true because some people are that mental.
Okay, wealth psychologist, boners for bloopers.
Right, bonus for bloopers is you. All over. That's
George,
that's a shenanigans.
So that's a shenanigans. George Clooney is a fan of Family Guy, so he does the voices but doesn't get credited or paid. And the priest selling bottles of God. So wealth psychologist, boners, Clooney, God. So you're already going for boners.
Yeah, bonus is made up. But I'm trying to think.
Look how he's thinking. If you're watching this on YouTube, look at his eyes. He's back in that zone where he's trying to figure me out and trying to... Yeah, way out. Come on, what are you going for?
Are you ready to protect Gotham City with me?
I'm going to go... Fuck, this has got me a little bit. Because normally, how you normally do it is like... There's a section of 1 and 2, one of them is fake and real. The second section, one of them is fake, one of them is real. But I'm actually going to go say the first 2 are fake and the last 2 are real.
So your wealth psychologist is fake and boners is fake, and you think the priest and George Clooney is true.
Yeah, but then the wealth one is so crap. It's such a crap one. I can't believe if you made that up, it's just like... It's crap.
Come on, take your pick.
I'm going to go for the first 2 are fake.
First 2 are fake. So you are going for wealth psychologist and boners. So what I will tell you is that wealth psychologists to help ultra-rich clients cope with their immense wealth is true. Yes, it is 100% true. You were almost on the verge of...
I've been 100%.
You're going to be upset with that.
Because if I was going to say that, I was going to... Because you normally do in a section, like I said.
There you go.
It would have been... I would have said that the boners are fake... And now, then I would have gone with I think you made up the 4th one.
Okay, so you think the priest one's made up. Okay, so I'll tell you the priest one. The Texas arrested for selling bottles of God. That is fake. That is made up. That is me talking shit.
I would have been 100% shit.
So now, well, no, you don't know that yet because boners, in terms of bloopers,
100%.
It's true. It's 100% true. They used to call outtakes for TV and film scenes boners before they called them bloopers. So, yes, there you go. I'm happy with that. And the George Clooney one is totally made up. George Clooney has voiced a character in South Park, but him voicing Family Guy and not being credited or paid for the work is me just making shit up again. So it's 1-1, mate. Oh no, is it 1-1? No, it's not. It's you're 2-0 down. You're two.
No, whoa! Yes. I'm not 2-0 down.
You are.
Am I?
So the wealth psychologist and the boners are the ones you picked, and those are 2 true. So my 2 shenanigans. So
wait. So how did it go? You went.
It's good. To
wait.
be
You went true, fake.
I went true, fake. Yes. Yeah. Look at that. Head movement. That's what they call it. So look, we are back. That's if you're listening just on audio. That's his Matman or AKA Batman toy for his nipper. So yeah, we are back. I feel good. I feel really good. I feel confident about this. I might even go trick or treating on my own later. That's
you got a costume on.
That's bitter. That's what you are. You're sad and you're bitter. We are back. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for the messages. Rate us and review us on iTunes. We might have some news about the podcast coming up soon, so stay tuned to that. Spread the word. Throw the podcast about. Send it to somebody else you might think will like it. And also, we now have mugs. We've got a few people that have messaged me about mugs, so I will pass those on to Brad, who's now head of logistics. I just promoted you, and you'll do that. So check us out. And any final messages for our listeners and viewers?
Welcome back. Yeah, so I back. We back.
Rule Britannia. Let's do it. We'll be back next week. See you then. Bye.